Man, this is one of those sessions, man, where you just it kind of got to me a little bit. I can't lie, right? So obviously you see two executions. I'm done taking anything else for the day, but it was a pretty good setup, right? Twice I was aiming for a new high of day. Um, there were a couple of opportunities here, but they were not as clean as I would have liked for me to take them, right? So starting off the session, we obviously trade higher. Like, what else is new? We come down, we invert this, we're respecting this. Then I was kind of keeping an eye on this fair value gap here because I wanted to see what price would do once we actually traded up into here. Um, a position that I was thinking about putting on, but I didn't because of the way ES was trading at the time. Was this inversion right here? Small little inversion. We traded through that pretty aggressively, right? So I'm like, I'm 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 tape reading this, right? That's a big thing. I'm tape reading this as a setup that could have possibly been executed if ES was following suit, right? Because even though we traded all the way up here, we never closed above. So we came down, we respected, we aggressively shot down, we inverted this gap. So you would have marketed in right there, stop at the high, and then you could target whatever. You could target midnight open, you could target new week opening gap or for a 1-to-1, you could target a closure here. There's a bunch of different ways you could approach this, right? But it wasn't something I was looking for. This gap here is not something I would ever short, right? Because we're already coming down so aggressively, and just the way that the market was looking, I wasn't convinced to take shorts at this point in time. Um, so I see how we're reacting to midnight open here. I see how we're kind of poking through. We create a swing low here, and at this point, I'm like, okay, we're clearly not looking for anything lower right now, especially with this reaction. So I mark it in after we inverse, whatever the fuck is called, dodgy. You could probably tell me since you're the guy, I guess, right? We create an inversion there. At that point, I put my stop at the low, and I'm targeting obviously best case scenario. That's like that doesn't mean I won't exit before then, but just best case scenario, I want to see that be traded to at some point. So once we're trading up higher and we come up into this gap, I don't want to see price come up into here and respect it and then possibly trade back down like we're doing now, which is pretty aggressive. Damn, what the fuck? That's crazy. But I don't want to see price come back down into here after that, right? So I bring my stop up, and I think I got stopped out like right to the tick. Yeah, bro, like that's insane. So 393, 350. What am I saying? 350.25, right? And then if we look at the low, 350. So a tick below my stop, and then pushed up. And realistically speaking, I think I would have exited at this high just because it was inside of this gap, and I like to take those. I like to take exits there. It would have been close to 1 to 2, so it's like, why not just exit there? Um, but when we were trading here, I was like, I don't want to see price come back down all the way to my break even anyway because of where we are. So at this point, when we're in a long and you have a bearish PD array, you don't want to see any hesitation through there. You want to just see an aggressive push through, right? So the main thing too is when I saw this wick form, price was like all the way down here, and it flipped back bullish. I was like, okay, I don't really see a scenario in which we will come back all the way down. Hindsight, I could have put it exactly at break even, but I guess it's just one of those days where it happens, right? a tick below your stop, and then it goes in your favor. And then obviously we end up coming back up. The second trade was pretty clear, right? It wasn't a revenge type of thing. It was more like, okay, I see this. It was just an unlucky stop. We're breaking through here. We're creating this fair value gap and the inversion. So I'll take a quick little scalp here. I was like, I'll take a quick little scalp here, put my stop at the low of this, and aim for new high of day there. But then at this point, it's like we were creating an SMT with ES. ES was so aggressively pushing past this high, and Nasdaq was kind of lagging behind. So if I put the executions back on, you'll see. As soon as we're taking this high, I go break even because ES was pushing through aggressively, right? So look at price here, pushing through aggressively, closing strong, and Nasdaq was clearly a little bit weaker. So I got out at break even, and it's not true break even. I'm up like $23 on one account and 31 on another, because I like to at least cover the cost for the trade and not let it be true break even, because slippage and all that shit probably end up red. But on this trade, the break even saved me, and on this trade, the break even kind of hurt me. So it is what it is, man. It's just part of what we choose to do as trading. Every day is not gonna be perfect. We do have CPI tomorrow, and there's no news today, so that was kind of a thing that I was worried about. I wasn't even gonna trade in the first place, but I was like, let me just see if there's anything that kind of catches my attention. Um, and yeah, man, it's brutal break even for me today. But we'll see what the rest of the week brings. It's still early. It's only Monday. Like I said, we got CPI tomorrow, so that should bring some interesting movement. But I'm done for the day. Usually after a move like this and then an aggressive sell off, you have way too much to overcome for price to come back up. And it's also like, if you short here, you have to let price respect here. You have to let price respect here, and it was just a weird session. I wouldn't say price action was bad today at all. It was just unlucky for the way I trade. So let's see what the rest of the week brings.